Are you a new homeschooling parent? Maybe you're considering it, but you haven't made the plunge because you're a little bit nervous about certain subject areas. Maybe they're not your best subject area and you're nervous to try something that maybe you weren't too good at when you were a child. Stick around because today I'm going to share with you what you can do when you are homeschooling to feel a little bit more confident in the job that you are doing and know that you are doing the right thing. Hi, I'm Rebecca with the Parent Teacher Bridge, and today we are talking about feeling more confident in certain subject areas that you're teaching your child, whether you like the subject area or not, whether you had a good experience or not. But before we get started, be sure to click the like button below and subscribe to get more helpful videos for your child's education. Now, maybe today's topic would be of interest to a friend of yours. If so, be sure to share this with them because I want to make sure that I encourage you and empower you to know that you are your child's most influential teacher. And although none of us is perfect, you do have the capability to teach your own child. Now, maybe you're nervous about something like math. Maybe you didn't have a good experience. Maybe you don't even know where to start in teaching writing. Those are two biggies that I usually see. And then occasionally reading as well. Parents just sometimes have a difficult time imagining how to scale things down to a much easier level. Now, if you are homeschooling a high school student, I definitely understand why there would be some intimidation, especially if this is their first time to homeschool and you have not been relearning all of these subjects as your child gets older. That's the way a lot of us feel who are homeschooling. We revisit these subjects that we had in school, except now that we're older, a little bit more experienced, we see, oh, okay, that's not so bad. I get it now. Maybe I just had a bad teacher growing up in that subject area. But many of the comments that I'm seeing online are from parents of elementary age children and middle school age children. So what can you do? Let's get started. Number one, speak positively and honestly about the subject. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, well, I hate math. I'm not good at math. How can I speak positively about it? Well, just don't dwell on the fact that you're not good at it. Try not to use strong words like hate or stupid or whatever words that your child might pick up on. They're going to repeat that, and your attitude and your approach will rub off on your child. And we all know that when we have a poor attitude about something, it makes it so much more difficult to accomplish our goals regarding whatever it is that we are trying to do. So if you struggle in a certain area or you had issues with that subject in school, it's okay to let your child know that you weren't the best math student, or maybe you didn't learn to write as well as you would have liked. Okay, to be honest, you don't have to lie about it and say that math is your favorite subject, but don't dwell on it. And you don't even have to mention it at all to your child. They don't know any better. They weren't around when you were a child. So speak positively and honestly. Number two, select a user-friendly curriculum for you or your child's subject or area of weakness. So I have not always purchased a curriculum for every single subject every single year. There are some things that we're able to do together with several different ages of my children, but one subject that I have always purchased curriculum in is math. Not because I don't feel good about it, but I did out of convenience because I wanted to make sure everything was ready to go. I didn't have to sit and make up the problems myself, nor did I have to sit and look for worksheets that needed to be printed out. I didn't have to worry about ink. I didn't have to worry about visiting tons of different websites. So out of convenience, I did pay for that. Maybe for you, you need something that is user-friendly, that explains things in an easy way, that is not overwhelming. So for that reason, when I am shopping for curriculum, the top thing on my list would be a subject area that either builds on itself, such as math, or something that I may not be as comfortable in. So as my child gets older and gets into the more complicated areas of science, I'm going to be choosing something that's user-friendly. And I may even outsource that and enroll him in some sort of class. So homeschooling takes some budgeting. You can go very, very expensive in the materials that you use. So I prioritize those things that are my area of weakness. Maybe I don't have very many resources or much experience in teaching it, or my child's area of weakness. And again, if your child is weak enough and you want some outside help like tutoring, then you're going to budget money more toward that than you would in your area where your child excels. So in order to catch them up in different areas, buy a user-friendly curriculum. Now, you may not have to spend as much one year as you do another year. Maybe your child just needs to get past a certain point, and then they understand and everything clicks. And then you can go back to being a little bit more normal and even some things out. Some years are different than other years. You don't have to do the same thing every year. Now, when I'm looking for a user-friendly curriculum, I'll usually watch some YouTube videos. I love it when I can get sample units from books from their websites because I can actually see what is inside of the curriculum. Some of them come with very high reviews, but for my personality, when I looked at the teacher pages, I saw, wow, that requires so much for me to read and prepare ahead of time. And I knew that that was not a good fit for me. Maybe it's not for you either, or maybe you just love that and you want to be handheld all the way. So don't forget to check out some YouTube reviews. Hi parents, is your child struggling to read or even hates to read and nothing you have tried has worked? Get my free guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader. I'm going to show you the simple tricks that I've used for years to successfully improve children's reading and their confidence in reading. It's easy, it's simple, and it's free. Just go to theparentteacherbridge.com/reading help. You can find that link in the description below. The third thing you need to do is model for your child how to learn. It's okay if your child knows that you don't know everything and that you're not the best in every subject, but you need to sit down and be beside them and teach them how to learn. Maybe you're watching a video on how to do a certain math problem. You're going to show them how you can pause and go back, ask yourself questions. Did I understand what they just said? Take notes on the video. Kids don't just naturally know how to take notes. You must teach them and model that for them. You can feel free to use Post-it notes, highlighters, whatever it is you need to motivate your child. And you're sitting side by side with them. You could say, okay, since we're starting this out, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to ask you to tell me what that means. We're going to work this problem together. What answer did you get? Oh, I got this answer. And you know what? It's okay if you mess up. My elementary son is very good at math. He's better than I was at his age. And sometimes we don't agree on what the right answer is. And you know what? Sometimes he does have the correct answer. Other times he's just incredibly stubborn and won't trust me that I've taught math before and I know what I'm talking about. Comment below if you have an argumentative child that insists they always know the right way to do things. Okay, so back to modeling for your child how to learn. You're going to want to show them how to take notes, how to go back in the textbook and reread. How about how to use a textbook? You have words in bold. You have an index in the back that you can use to go back and find the answers. You have to sit with them and teach them how to use these tools. You know, as adults, there have been things that we've had to self-teach or at least look up the answers to online. There's been more than one occasion where my husband and I have had to research something online to fix something in our house or to fix something on our car. Recently, someone told me, oh, they were so proud of themselves. They had ordered a part for their dryer and they had fixed it all on their own at home with no one else's help, just because they were able to click on a YouTube video and read and see how it was done and watch how it's done. So model for your child how to learn and how to do that with a good attitude. Perseverance will get them far in life. There's so many lessons that you can teach your child, even if you are not the best in every single subject area. Now, I'd like to hear from you, homeschooling parents. Comment below what you have learned from your child. Maybe it's a life lesson. Maybe you've learned more in a subject area while teaching it to your child than what you did in school. I'd love to read your answers. I know my viewers would too as well. So be sure to comment below. If you're interested in getting my 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader, I'll leave a link for that in the description below. And if you would like to order one of my We the Parents tees, I'll leave a link for that in the description below as well. On the back, there is a play on words with the United States Constitution's Preamble. But if you go to my website, you can see the entire t-shirt there and see if that's something that you would like to order. You can check out the Parent Teacher Bridge on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, parents, you are your child's most influential teacher.